Hi everyone, it's Heidi from flutterbyheidi.co.uk, and as promised, here's the next instalment on how to decorate your A5 holder. And for this, I'm actually just going to decorate the outsides and the back panels on the inside. You could decorate those inner panels if you wanted to. I've chosen not to because I actually quite like the look of the MDF. If you wanted to do those, then what you would need to do is, before you actually constructed it, you would need to use the inserts as a template to get the shape right. What I use it to glue it, to put the paper on, is this Mod Podge gloss or luster finish. You can get a matte finish as well. And what I do is I use just a non-stick mat as well, just to keep that out of the way. So what I've actually done in advance is I have cut the two end pieces. So I use the outer as a template. I cut a piece of designer series paper, and it is literally 16.2 millimeters. So I measured a piece across, and then I put the curve on as a template. Now that will mean it'll come up very slightly bigger, and what I will do is, once it's dry, I will just sand that outer edge to get it right. So you can see what I'm doing there, but it is as easy as just painting and sticking. And the only reason I have so I literally use a brush, and I'm just going to add the Mod Podge in with a brush to the front, like so. You can be quite generous with it because the DSP that I'm using, the Stampin Up DSP, is really good quality. And what you want, the reason I've got non-stick matter there, is a piece of DSP, and this one is 6.5 by 30. It isn't 6.5 at all. It's this piece here, which is, yes, this is the piece that's 6.5, and I'm literally just going to lay that onto the top there and smooth that over, and then literally add another layer of Mod Podge over the top, and that is going to seal down. Now you can come over with the extra layers. If any of it lifts up, just make sure it's really good, and that will give a clear finish. So once you've done the front, you literally come in and do the sides. So let's see if we can refocus that for you. Literally, as you can see, being quite generous. And this MDF here that my local manufacturer uses is really good quality MDF, and it doesn't warp or distort when you construct it. I have had other manufacturers, and I just haven't been happy with the finish. And it's such a shame when you've gone to, when you're making something, you want it to last, and you want it to be, good for a number of years. So again, just pop that on there and add that layer, and then I would recommend that once you've let it dry, which obviously you're going to do for sort of overnight, is that you add another layer. And rather than using a brush, you can then use a sponge if you want, and you just need to be careful on the corners that you don't get any sort of problem. And if you do things like that, then quite simply you get a wet wipe, baby wipe, wet wipe, whatever you call them, and you just wipe it away on that edge. Okay, so we're going to do the same now on the front. Now, because the front is wet, I'm just going to support that. Just refocus. And this is literally just like starting out wallpapering. Yeah. But this Mod Podge dries really quickly. I'm not being perhaps as careful as I might be. There we go, on that top edge. There we go. So I do find it's better to, I like to sort of put quite a layer of paint onto the MDF, and then put my DSP on the top. So this piece for the back that I'm going to use, this piece here, so again it's 30 centimetres wide and this is 19.3 centimetres high. There you go, and then literally you can come in and paint over the top. And obviously by putting the Mod Podge on the outside, it's going to give it a protective finish and make it more hard wearing and durable. I mean, in future, do you know what? You could always cover it over if you wanted to refresh the look. I just happen to love this Daisy Delight paper and this stuff all over these daisies. I just thought it was so pretty. And I felt for me they were a little large to go on a card. Now you can see here that I've got a little bit of excess on the top here, so just come in and just use an edge to wipe away that excess, like so. And can you see there's a little bit of bubbling going on there, so I'm just going to, that will just smooth it down. And you can see there we've got a little bit, so what I will do, because that's quite a little bit higher, I shall trim that just with my scissors, and then I'll come in once it's dry with just an emery board and just finish off that edge, and you'll find that you won't notice that at all. It'll just give a really nice finished edge on the top. So that's our front and our sides. Now I'm not going to do the other side because I don't want to obviously leave it on its side for the moment. I'm just going to hopefully allow that to get touch dry, and we can do the sections to go in here like so. So I've chosen a contrasting DSP because you only get 2 sheets of the daisy, so I wanted something different for the inside. So I'm using this pattern here, and for these inners you need 4 which are 17 by 19 centimetres. So same process again, is to come in and just paint just right into the corners. And there are keyholes on the back here, so if you want, I'm not going to be attaching mine to the wall, so I haven't pushed my keyhole compartments out. You can see just there. But if you were going to, then obviously you would need to do that before you put your paper in. Again, just to come in, wipe away the excess while it's damp, and then pop that piece in, like so, and then just repeat that for each of the sections. And while that's stuff, I'm going to do, put each of the sections in, and then I'm going to come over and put the adhesive over the sealant over the top. And these big pots of Mod Podge are, they last a long time, but they're really useful if you want to make paper beads as well. That's why I've got the gloss version, but you can have a matte version as well if you want to. Okay, just pop a piece of DSP in there and smooth that down. And our next one. And I'm not giving the measurements in inches because these are all done in millimetres. But obviously, all you need to do is just measure the inside of those pieces to give that allowance. I'm just using my brush to go right into the edges there. Okay. And so now that's done, I'm just going to angle that on the side and come in and then what I shall do is I'm going to just paint up the sides there to seal it, as well. Just gives it a durable finish. And the only thing you need to notice with your brush is where when you come up to the top, just be careful you don't get stuff globules. So it is as simple as that. So all you need to do is just construct it and decorate your heart's content. Or obviously, if you choose, you could leave it plain, or you could just paint it white. But you can literally put this. You can adhere this straight onto the plain MDF. You don't have to seal it in advance, and that, as I said, is the beauty of this quality of this products. And so they're made locally in my village here in Warwickshire, by a couple of fabulous gentlemen designers, and obviously I stock some of their range, but if there's anything in the candy box range that you would like, that I haven't got on listed, then I can get stuff very quickly and easily for you. Apologies for having my phone going. Oh, I forgot to put it on silent. There we go, just wipe up that blob. Now you can just see here, I've just obviously left it just a little bit dry, so I'm just going to pop in a little bit of extra, just peel that back, and then because I haven't gone over the top of it, I'm going to go in and so there you have a great A5 storage unit, decorated using our Stampin Up products. I'll post a picture when it has all dried, and once that's finished, you will be able to add all sorts of things. I find it great. I put my stamp sets in there for my projects. I use it to keep cards in one of the sections as well, and I suspect I should be using several of these in future to keep me organised in my craft space, and I hope you enjoy them too. I shall finish off painting the inside of this, and if you want one, just let me know and I'll get one in the post to you. Take care, bye for now, and come back and see me again soon.